following also. Although, I don't know, there's a lot of youngins on Insta. And then I hear about these like fly-by-night things that come and go. And a lot of people, younger people, were on Snap.
Yeah.
But now Snap seems to be fading away.
Okay. This is what I've heard. I only recently started using it, and I only use it with one person. So
that's funny. That's cool. I liked it for a while when it was brand new, then took it off my phone, then I put it back just to mess around with a couple people that were still on there.
Yeah. And
then decided I don't have time for this, so I deleted it again.
It's still taken me a little while to get used to it. I don't know. I'm 36. I'll be 37, later in the year, but it does take me a while to, just because, which is odd because I have no trouble picking up tons of stuff. I teach myself new things all the time, but for some reason, social media, maybe it's just that I don't care enough.
Yeah.
And that I don't have enough of a desire to really get involved with it, that I'm like, it immediately turns me into like old man on this lawn kind of thing. But
get off my lawn.
Exactly.
Spraying the kids with the hose.
Yep, exactly. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, since it's the midway through the year and I'm going to be 40 soon, I'm already thinking about my 40th birthday, and I'm planning to go skiing. I'm already dreaming of the weather getting cooler again.
Is that what, like next year, a couple years
from
now?
Well, no, it's in February.
It's in February. Okay.
Yeah. I just sat down and actually made a diagram today of how many days there are left.
Wow.
It's like 215 days until my birthday. And then I told my dad this. I was like, yeah, I'm planning a ski trip. He's like, oh my God, you got your mom's side like gene for pre-planning travel that's way far ahead of time. Because my summer's already booked up.
Yeah.
And I'm traveling a lot this summer too, but I thought it was fine. It's okay to look ahead.
Sure.
Especially because if I do a destination birthday, I'm going to need to give people plenty of time.
See, here's the thing though. Well, okay, you finish your thing first.
No, that's all.
That was it. Because I used to have. This is part of like my new outlook on things, my new conscious outlook on things, is that there's this great Robyn Hitchcock song called called "Full Moon in My Soul," and he's got a line. I'm sure other people have said it too, but I like the way he put it, which is that the past is over and the present will be, sadly. And then I have my little thing of eventually the future is going to be present any moment, and so looking too far ahead, this is what happens. Then it brings in the John Lennon thing, right? Of the life is what happens when you're not paying attention.
Oh, really? I thought that was from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I think they
pirated that
from John Lennon.
Sentiment.
Yeah, I'm paraphrasing John Lennon badly to begin with. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I know that worrying about what is ahead of me has just been the largest source of my anxiety and stress and sometimes going into depression and that kind of thing. And so I'm just like, all right, obviously I have to look far enough ahead for some things, whether that's financial planning or something like that, thinking, and you've got to plan some dates for some things, but as far as just life as it goes, I'm just trying to be.
Yeah, we've talked about this. This is your new embracing mindfulness, live in the moment kind of.
Yeah.
For someone who does sometimes get anxiety over the future, you have remarkably few gray hairs.
This is not exactly true. There's actually a fair amount. It's mostly coming into my beard for some reason. Yeah. I do have, the thing is my hair is thick, so if I comb my hair up or something, it's all at my temples and going back that way. And they're also like stark white, so unless the light catches it, you don't really see it. But
yeah, I
did stop getting asked for my ID recently.
Oh, okay. Yeah. How does that feel?
It was a little upsetting, especially the time that I was in the self-checkout and the person has to come over and put in the code or whatever, and I'm handing my ID and they're like, oh, no, you're okay. And I'm like, at that point, can't you just fucking humor me?
Yeah, look at the license and put in the date of birth. Or are you just going to hit override because I look?
This is what I'm saying. Old. Clearly, to this person, it was like, no, old dude, it's okay. I've got you.
I will never forget when I started to be called ma'am, like in grocery stores. It was in my mid-20s, and I thought, God, that's weird, and I don't like it, and just stick to miss. I've been thinking about age a lot this week because Chris and I were watching the Steve Jobs movie, the one that came out like in 2015.
The one that had the Aaron Sorkin one?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Directed by Danny Boyle, but written by Aaron Sorkin.
Right.
I don't particularly think that the acting in it is any good at all.
Interesting.
But the way the Steve Jobs character is written, you've seen it, right?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, he just seems like a monster.
Okay.
He just seems like a monumental creep. But I was thinking about how young he was when he died. And it got me a little depressed because he was young, but he was very accomplished at that youngish age. And I'm not going to start wearing black turtlenecks or anything like that.
Sure.
But, I don't know. Maybe I should be like you and just say, fuck it, live in the moment.
Well,
don't worry
thing is that who knows when any one of us
markers.
Is going to die. It's out there. It's a possibility. Honestly, what might cause me more anxiety is having an indeterminate amount of time and thinking about how long life can be.
Really?
Because I don't relish the idea of getting old. I don't particularly want to hang around that long. I think that, I don't know, my 60s probably.
I don't know. I feel like I have a lot more to do and accomplish.
I would like to.
40 years doesn't even seem like enough.
Honestly,
right now,
at this point, if I could get a book published, I would be happy.
Yeah.
But at that point, I feel like I've done a lot more at this point than I ever thought I was going to.
That's good.
And I did have a lot of anxiety about that. Like, I wanted to do something that I felt was contributing in some way to arts and culture.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've done some things at this point. And, sure, there's more that I want to do, but I think that, and knock on wood or whatever, I'm not looking to get hit by a bus or something anytime soon, but I don't know. I think I'm okay with whatever happens.
Well, I've been thinking about youth, and when I was a little kid, how old the age 40 sounded. And now that I'm almost there, I'm like, am I old? Like, even as a teenager, 40 just sounded so old. And people that were 40 seemed so uncool. And now that's me. Like, I don't feel old and hopefully not uncool, but I don't know. A lot of, life things have happened so far this spring that have got me thinking about mortality, but also I've been watching a lot of documentaries and biopics.
Sure.
I mentioned that.
Yeah.
Because I was traveling on planes, and so they had, I watched the Ruth Bader Ginsburg movie.
Oh, yeah.
Which was really good. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen that yet either. I've been watching almost nothing.
Oh.
I mean,
it's summertime.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Please continue.
No,
So I think I sat down to watch John Oliver last night, and that's probably the last complete thing I watched.
Oh.
And that was a really funny episode. But
weren't you getting into Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I mean, I was still. I've got a full-time job. I do all of this stuff.
Yeah.
A ridiculous amount of the time.
We've talked about this before. Sometimes committing to movies seems like a lot.
Yeah,
for
and then
you.
there's a new person, and I'm enjoying doing so instead of being home and watching something for the first time in my life. I went to the rooftop on Saturday night and danced to house music. It's like,
I saw your post that suggested there might be embarrassing photos.
It's possible. I saw some people, and I'm like, I don't care.
That's cool.
It's fine, whatever. But I'm just, I don't know. So I feel like I'm having a lot more experiences and deciding, like the sort of thing where if I would normally be, I don't know, intimidated or say no to something. I'm just doing it.
Well, now you really are making me feel old because our date nights are we make dinner together and watch a movie.
Sure.
We're not dancing on rooftops to house music.
That has
Jealous.
its place too. I mean, I still like being a homebody. I like being home and cooking and, you know, drinking and watching something. But, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's good to have a mix.
Yeah, we should go out dancing. That would be really fun, actually.
I'm terrible at it. It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Tina Fey or the Liz Lemon character from 30 Rock.
Yeah.
She's like, dance like nobody's watching.
Yeah. Or like Elaine in Seinfeld.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's some awful.
I think that I'm better
Memorably
than
awful
that just because I have at least an inherent sense of rhythm from.
I almost feel like Julia Louis-Dreyfus must have needed a choreographer to teach her how to dance
be
that bad because it seems unnatural.
I think so.
Humanly impossible. But yeah, good one. That's very memorable.
But I mean, to quote Robyn Hitchcock again, it's the privilege of youth and beauty to fade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aw.
It's, you know, and so but to me, I think of that as like a positive thing. If you, it is something that goes away. It's not something that you have any control over. We all get older. We all, you know, I think that we all become more interesting looking because of how, you know, hopefully we do. If we've had all of these experiences, people begin to look lived in and, you know, lines etched on their face. And I don't know, we develop more character, I think.
Actually, I'm with you. I don't mind being described as a handsome. I wouldn't mind being described as a handsome older woman. I think that's fine. But I want to be able to be active.
Sure.
You know. And the other day we were supposed to get up early to go hiking, and we both like could not get out of bed. I kind of partly blame the heat.
Yeah.
But I also think we stayed up after 10.
Oh.
And if you do that, if I do that now, it's very hard to get up early.
Huh.
Like I just went to KJZZ this morning to do that quick
I
interview.
listened to your bit on the podcast.
I was supposed to be there at 7:30. It was so hard to get up and out of bed. I know you get up early every day.
I do, yeah.
But I don't, so I was almost 20 minutes late.
I think it might be frying my brain a little bit.
Getting up that early?
Well, I mean, so...
But it's cool in the morning. That's probably the coolest time of day around here.
It is. Well, I don't mind getting up early, but I get up early and I go straight to work because it's at 5. So, you know, which I do because then that means I have the rest of the day after 2 o'clock. But it's, you know, I don't know, getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night, especially because I'm not getting a ton of sleep on the weekends either. I think the most sleep I got was this Sunday.
Elbow to the ribs.
Yeah. Well,
didn't mean to make you blush. Sorry.
Anyway, it's, I don't know. So I'm feeling like, my body's needing a little bit of a break. My brain's needing a little bit of a break. But
yeah, I'm so undisciplined in the summer because I don't have regular classes to teach. I'm just getting up whenever. I mean, this week's a little different because rock camp is going on, but I'm even not going there every day. I called in sick.
You called in sick from rock camp?
My volunteer shift where I'm working for free. Yeah, I know.
Not rock and roll at all.
Not at all.
Rock and roll never calls in sick.
I know. It's 24/7. I'm a failure at rock and roll and at volunteering and other things. No, I'm just really undisciplined in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today, I didn't even go outside really at all. I've just been indoors trying to...
Except for the radio this morning.
Yeah. And I'm going to go to a movie after this. I'm going to go see the new Jim Jarmusch movie, the zombie movie.
Is that out?
The Dead Don't Die. Yeah.
I thought...
well, it's a preview screening,
preview?
but by the time this podcast goes up...
It'll be out already. I am definitely wanting to see that.
Yeah. Although I'm a little bit... a little skeptical because the one that came out, was it 5 or 6 years ago? The vampire one with Tilda Swinton. Why am I supposed
Only Lovers Left Alive?
Yeah. I don't love that one. I've seen it twice
I've heard a lot
now.
of positive things about it. I haven't
don't
seen
think
that
it's
one
his
yet
strongest
either.
work.
So I'm trying to think of the last film of his I saw. I'm a few behind, I think.
Aesthetically, it's gorgeous, but the storyline is very weak.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm like, Jim Jarmusch, are you just taking things off boxes now? You're like, oh, I'm going to do a vampire movie. Check.
Sure.
Oh, I'll do a zombie movie.